All right. Slopes are flipped and opposite. Here's the deal. The slope is 2. So, if the slope is equal to 2, since it's perpendicular, whole number, put it over 1. Just like that. Now, you flip it. So it becomes 1/2. What's the opposite of a positive? It's negative 1/2. There's your new slope. Now, we've been using it, and some of y'all still are just too lazy to write it on paper. Y minus y sub 1 is equal to m times x minus x sub 1. What formula is that? No. What is it called? Unbelievable. Point slope formula. So all you need is a point and the slope. There's your x, there's your y. So this would be y minus 1 is equal to our new slope, negative 1/2 times x minus 2. We have been using the point slope formula forever. Now, all you have to do is distribute. So y minus 1. Now, negative 1/2 times x is just negative 1/2 x. Some of you in here, about 20% of you, still don't know I distribute to everything inside the parentheses. So get your calculator out. So you know how to do this. Go control divide. Negative 1, down arrow 2, hit the right arrow, times, and that number is negative 2. So what do you get? What's negative 1/2 times negative 2? Is it positive or negative? Positive, so it's plus. Then you only got one thing left to do. Add 1 to both sides. So your answer would be y equals negative 1/2 x. 1 plus 1 is 2. There's your answer. That's it. That's all we're doing. Let's look at number 2. Goes through the point 4, 1, and is perpendicular to y equals negative 1/2 x minus 4. So, what do we have to do with the slope? It's what? It's perpendicular, but how do you change the slope? You do what? Flip it and what? Opposite. So our slope starts off as negative 1/2. So we flip it, negative 2 over 1. The opposite would just be 2 over 1. 2 over 1 is just 2. There's our new slope. Then we use the what next? What do we use next to find the equation? What's it called? Point slope formula. Y minus y sub 1 is equal to m times x minus x sub 1. There's your x, there's your y. So it's y minus 1 is equal to 2, our new slope, times x minus 4. See if you can work it from there. Okay. Rewrite the left side. Y minus 1. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. So it's minus 8. Last thing you got to do is this. Just add 1. So y equals 2x. Negative 8 plus 1 is negative 7. So it's minus 7. There's your answer right there. All right. Try number 3. All right. Your slope was negative 3/8. So you flip it. Negative 8/3. And the opposite would just be 8/3. There's your new slope. There's your x. There's your y. All right. Use your point slope formula. Plug and play. So it's y minus negative 3 is equal to 8/3 times, sorry, it's y minus negative 5. I messed up. Times x minus negative 3. All right, you got double signs everywhere. Change it to y plus 5 is equal to 8/3 times x plus 3. Now, should have got on your calculator, rewrite the left side, y is plus 5. 8/3 times x is just 8/3 x. 8/3 times 3 is just 8. It's positive. So you have one last thing to do. Subtract 5 from both sides. So your answer is y equals 8/3 x. 8 minus 5 is 3. There's your answer. Let's look at number 4. I'd say 30% of you still don't understand this. We've been doing it since August. What is the slope of this line? What is it? 1. What's the coefficient? Always understood to be when it's not present. 1. All right, here's the deal. This is a little trick. You got 1. Put 1 over 1. Flip it. Still 1 over 1. The opposite would be negative 1 over 1. So it's just negative 1. Here's the thing. When you're dealing with perpendicular lines, if the slope is 1, it's going to be negative 1. If the slope is negative 1, guess what the slope will end up being when you flip an opposite? 1. It's just one of those things. You can just look at it and go, okay, it's going to be this. All right, finish it there. Finish it from right there. What are you fixing to use right now? Point slope formula. All right, get number 4 done. You got it done, Serena? You got it done, Bradley? Number 4? You got done one? All right, point slope formula. Y minus y sub 1 is equal to m times x minus x sub 1. should have been y minus 3 is equal to negative 1 times x minus 1. So you rewrite this side. Y minus 3, negative 1 times x is just negative x. You don't have to put the 1 in front of it. That's negative 1 times negative 1, which makes it a positive 1. Now, all you have to do is add 3 to both sides. And you get y equals negative x plus 4. How many of y'all got that?